Members, I hope you had a wonderful week. I'm excited to dive into our questions today. So this is our weekly Q&A. You guys can submit questions underneath the programs tab and I answer them every week in a video format. And this is my favorite way to connect with you guys. It's so much fun to hear your questions and your thoughts about Flora as well as your requests. You can always request a type of video, a type of recipe in that submission box as well. You just go to programs and scroll down to submit a question. So let's dive in to our questions. By the way, if you're new to Flora, my name is Molly and I'm a gut health registered dietitian. I specialize in IBS, acid reflux, GERD, LPR, and I'm so glad that you're a part of the Flora community. Our first question today is, I have a wedge pillow that is uncomfortable. Any suggestions for raising your head to prevent overnight reflux? Yes. So go to my Amazon store and look at the wedge pillows and the maternity pillows that I have there. So we all know, the wedge pillow can be helpful. It's annoying to have to use that. It really is, but it can be so helpful if you are having nighttime reflux. That being said, some people cannot sleep on those, and I totally get it. So what was helpful for me in my healing journey was using a maternity pillow because it slightly elevated my head. I would put the maternity pillow actually over my pillow, so I had a little bit of an elevation, maybe like 4 inches, and then I was able to stay on my left side. Staying on your left side is really important when you're sleeping. Another good tip for sleeping with reflux is taking 3 to 5 milligrams of melatonin before sleep. This can really help to prevent nighttime reflux by strengthening the lower esophageal sphincter when you sleep. Having an earlier dinner, waiting to go to bed after you eat, like 3 to 4 hours, is ideal. If you want to use a wedge pillow and your reflux is really severe, you want to be in this position. I think it's called like the fireman position. You can place another pillow underneath your knees here. And so your head will be elevated, but your knees are also elevated, and this can make it more comfortable for you. So give that a try. I hope that it's helpful, and great job using the wedge pillow, even though it sucks. I know sometimes it sucks. I actually prefer now to have a little bit of elevation on my head, but the higher ones, a lot of people really hate them, so I know. But sometimes they can be really helpful in decreasing the reflux, which then can decrease the pain that you're feeling after eating or in your throat. Hi Molly, I wanted to ask when I favorite a video on the FLORA app. Is there a way I see all my favorited videos in one area? Yes, and I have been meaning to make a video on this on the favorite section, and also make an email that sends out to give more direction on how to use the app. But the app is super simple to use. So there's 3 tabs. There's home, library, and programs. And on the home page, the most recent video is at the top. And then there's recently added. Top rated is like the the top rated ones on the app, kind of the most watched on the app. And then favorites are what you favorite. So down here, if you press show all, I only have 2 favorited for some reason. And so that your favorites are at the bottom of the home page. And then there's the library, so the on-demand library. There's the Start Here playlist, which is totally free, that you probably started watching before you became a Flora member. And then we get into all of the meat and potatoes of Flora. So the Heal Your Acid Reflux playlist, step-by-step healing for acid reflux, gut-directed meditations, which I highly recommend doing these every single day. Gut health nutrition, so you can learn about nutrition for gut health. Gentle yoga, vinyasa yoga. Both of these have a ton of acid reflux friendly yoga classes. So no downward dog, no inversions. 5 to 10 minute resets for quick things, morning ritual, deep sleep things, meditations, and yoga to help support deep sleep. Cook with me, really fun. Cook with me demos, recipes that are acid reflux and gastritis friendly. Our Q&As live here. And then I have wellness and lifestyle and gut health interviews. Underneath the programs tab, there's a ton of stuff. So there's recipes. You can get your Flora habit tracker. So you can get this habit tracker so you can enter a 30-day gut health transformation. And then lunch, dinner, snacks, meal plan, and submit a question. So just in case you hadn't had a chance to take a look at that, that's what that is. Hey Molly, can you make a recipe for low Fodmap cereal bars? I'm trying to avoid kind bars and processed bars. Thank you. Yes, I love this idea and I love your recipe ideas. I need more of these inspirations. So yes, definitely bars. Well, cereal bars is such a good idea. I do have one recipe under the dessert section, that is a Rice Krispie bar that's made with Rice Krispies, sun butter, and white chocolate on top. So you can check that one out in the meantime, but I will be sure to do that. And it'd be good if I had protein too, because I know protein is important in bars and sometimes hard to find. All right, I am new to the app and wondering if any of the videos can be done before bed or if they're best in the morning or during the day. I see the bedtime meditation, so I'm wondering if there's movement and yoga would help or hurt acid reflux right before bed. Really great question. I generally recommend people to wait 2 to 3 hours after eating to do any kind of movement or exercise if you really struggle with acid reflux. So, that being said, if you have a really early dinner and you're waiting about 3 hours before bed and you want to do some yoga, the gentle acid reflux friendly yoga classes could be totally fine. So, you could give them a try. There's no downward dog or inversions in the gentle acid reflux friendly classes, so that may work well. In the deep sleep, I believe there is a yoga class that's designed for sleep. That one may involve supine position, so just make sure if it doesn't say no, it will say acid reflux friendly / no downward dog on the videos that are acid reflux friendly for the yoga videos. But I think, if you wait 2 to 3 hours, you can give it a try with the acid reflux friendly classes. With the vinyasa classes or any of the yoga classes that are not labeled acid reflux friendly, I would recommend doing them in the morning or on an emptier stomach. Hope that helps. What are your thoughts on alkaline water for healing LPR? So this is super individual. Some of my clients love this, others see absolutely no difference. I used to think that alkaline water was not super evidence-based, but there actually is some research on alkaline water for LPR specifically. So I do think it's worth a try. Sipping in between meals, I do think, it is worth a try. And I have one of my favorite pitchers I'll recommend, because you want to make sure you're actually drinking alkaline water and not, getting ripped off by an expensive pitcher that isn't really giving you alkaline water. The thought with alkaline water is that some people believe acid reflux in the throat, like the LPR symptoms, is caused by overproduction of pepsin or overstimulation of pepsin. So when we reflux, the acidity can stimulate pepsin, which is a digestive enzyme in the throat, and pepsin is deactivated at a pH higher than 8. So if we are drinking water that is at a pH higher than 8, which is alkaline water, this can deactivate the pepsin. That's the thought, and there's a lot of research on that, so I think it's worth a try. Some people with LPR also do a spritz bottle of alkaline water. You can get the pitcher and pour the alkaline water in it, or you can get alkaline water drops and do the spray. Some people see success with that, but I think the most pivotal thing, more so than alkaline water, is making sure you're really getting secure with your meal timing. Make sure that your meal schedule is allowing you to have that early dinner, really managing stress, and, while you're healing, avoiding some of the acid reflux triggers like the spicy foods, the carbonation, doing your best to avoid those things for now. And supporting your body in preventing reflux. Really go through all of the acid reflux healing videos step by step and implement those tips into your life. But yeah, I don't think it can hurt. Your body's pH is not going to change. Your kidneys and your lungs regulate your pH, so nothing will change with your body pH, but it can, it may help with the throat symptoms. I wouldn't drink a ton of alkaline water during meals. I wouldn't drink a ton of water anytime during meals, but sipping in between meals, I think is totally fine and maybe helpful. Some of my clients do really like it. Hi Molly, I'm wondering if you have any tips for someone struggling with gastroparesis. I feel like there is so much I can't eat, and I feel like I'm always playing a guessing game of, will this make me feel sick? I've identified the foods I can tolerate, and I find myself avoiding food in general and just not eating at all. It's really hard because food used to be my comfort and helped me feel less stressed. Now it just makes me feel more stressed. Do you have any ideas for meals that are easy, prep, and quick? Yes. So with gastroparesis, this means that your stomach is emptying slower than other people's, and your motility is slower. And we really want to focus on an easy to digest, gentle, a diet that is easy to digest and gentle on your GI system. Focusing on soft foods like pureed fruit with oatmeal, soups, stews, smoothies. These foods are your friends because they're going to empty quicker from the stomach. Liquid empties quicker. You probably want to aim for foods that are a little bit more towards like the carbohydrates and protein, a little bit of fat, but not too much fat because fat can slow the rate at which our stomach empties. So moderate to low fat, and thinking about, getting your nutrition from protein and carbohydrates. So things like well cooked chicken, tofu, chicken noodle soups, using the recipes on FLORA like the miso sweet potato soup. Also, making sure you're staying hydrated in between meals, sipping rather than gulping, because that can overfill the stomach and make you feel very, very full. Gastroparesis is really individual, and you definitely, want to get a nutrition plan individualized if you can. If you can, I would recommend booking a session with me so we can personalize your nutrition and kind of go through. And remember that if you have a symptom after the food, it may not be that food that caused the symptom. I know our mind instantly thinks, okay, if we have a symptom after a food, it must have been that food. But it may be your digestion is not, where it needs to be right now, and you're having some digestive symptoms just post eating, and it may not be the food. So I would caution you to, avoid taking out a ton of different foods unless you really know you're reacting, because you may just be having symptoms because of the gastroparesis and not the food. A lot of my clients with gastroparesis do really well with a medical prokinetic, and you can talk to your GI doctor about that. Prokinetics can be helpful, and I don't know your situation, so I can't, I obviously don't know what you've tried and where you've been, but I'd love to chat further with you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And I hope this was helpful. Thinking about those, again, soups, stews, smoothies, electrolytes, making sure you're not constipated, to trying to support your body in healthy bowel movements is really important. And also thinking about softer foods like shepherd's pie, sweet potato, things like that can be helpful. All right, guys, thanks so much for your amazing questions. I really appreciate it, and I'm so, so grateful to have you in the FLORA community. It just really means the world, and I love this time, and thank you for being here. If you have any questions at all, please submit them in the question box, and I will see you at the next video.